We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of Baseball on the Show. Coming up, we've got a good matchup in store between the Sky Sox and the Oakland A's. It's Ace Baseball, and it comes your way next. Chris Bassett, a righty from the state of Ohio, will do the pitching in this one. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, we're looking at a real solid starting pitcher right here. You take a look at that ERA, anywhere between 3.5 and 4. But I'll tell you what he does know how to do. He knows how to get people out, and he can minimize the damage. He knows how to control the running game. He does a lot of things right. And if he does all those things, expect a real solid performance in this one.
At the plate, Mookie Betts. He'll get us started in this one under the lights. First pitch on its way. And that misses for ball one. And Dan Dero, this Oakland ball club entering play here tonight. They come in trying to bounce back from a loss last time out, but they've bbeen in good form lately, 5-2 over their last 7.
Yeah, Matty, this team finds itself with a huge lead, double digits right now, and climbing, playing really good baseball. Some people will say, oh, you don't want to have that big a lead, you start resting on your laurels. I look at it the other way, man. You've earned the right to kind of get some guys off their feet if the manager wants to. There's a lot of different ways you can go about it. This team's focused and playing really good baseball. I would not worry about it. Keep pushing the throttle.
67 degrees our game time temperature. And he lays off ball 4, and the leadoff man is on to begin the ball game.
And with the bases empty and 3 balls, I think they were probably just saying, hey, we're not going to compound our mistakes here. Better issue a free pass and give him something to drive.
To the plate now is the designated hitter, Corey Dickerson. First chance for him here with a man on following the leadoff walk. From the belt, kicks and deals. In there, and it's 0-1.
Nice job by the pitcher right there to establish himself back into the strike zone. Would have liked to have seen the hitter been a little bit more aggressive in that situation. Usually when a pitcher throws 4 balls in a row, that next pitch you could get super greedy right down the middle.
Betts is on the move. Line hard down the line in right. But just fouls as he just misses extra bases. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball.
He wasn't even close to swinging right there. That was a stone cold take.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Betts aboard here at first with nobody out. Popped up. Noisy waits on it. He's got it 1 away.
Batting third, the third baseman, number 6, Anthony Rendon.
And digging in next will be Anthony Rendon, and he enters play today, currently 5th in the American League in hitting.
Boy, and also right up among the leaders in home runs and RBIs. This guy's having an epic season, and he has an outside shot to win the Triple Crown.
First pitch of the at-bat. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Balls and strikes belong to Mr. Jerry Hillsdale.
Dero, Jerry Hillsdale might be one of the more solid everyday umpires in the league right now.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best in the business, Dan. High praise all around. You go into both meetings with the managers, and what do? They rave about Jerry Hillsdale.
Relay to Olsen. They turn the double play, and that retires the side. Around the horn they go. 5-4 to 3 to end the threat. Bottom of the first, straight ahead. We are scoreless on the show. Madison Bumgarner, a lefty from North Carolina, gets the starting assignment. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, we're getting a look at a real competitive pitcher here. Career ERA in the low threes, and that's not an easy thing to do in the day and age of small ballparks and guys swinging for the fences. Rock solid pitcher, does a lot of things well, and it'll be fun to watch him work in this one here today.
And that'll bring in Ramon Laureano. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Here it comes. Fellas, our visiting team as they take the field after a scoreless top half. They come in riding a 5-game winning streak, and they've really got things clicking.
Yeah, Matty, this team's coming together right now. They're playing dangerous baseball. You can tell the look in their eye. They feel good about where they're at. They've won a few games in a row, and they look to continue that trend today.
And quickly, there's one down to lead off the frame. So that'll bring up Stephen Piscotty. Lifetime numbers against Bumgarner. He's 4 for 14. He's taken him deep once. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Bumgarner has finished off more than 1,900 career innings during his time in the big leagues, and with an ERA just hovering around the 3.00 benchmark. Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And a fastball blew it right by him, and they're 2 down.
Well, we all know he's going to get strikeouts when he's on the mound. It's kind of his thing. The key for the offense is to actually make them work for him. So that 3-pitch see you later isn't going to help very much.
To the plate now, Marcus Semien, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He'll start this one at 269 with 19 homers and 72 RBIs. He's ready. Here's the 1-0.
2-0 to a guy with this kind of pop. You better be awfully careful because he's going to be swinging out of his shoes.
2 out, nobody on. Outside, 3-0 now.
Now with the bases empty, I think he needs to be careful not to just groove one here just because it's 3-0. He's a guy that could ambush you and lose one over the wall.
Bumgarner into his motion, and the pitch. And that fastball's taken but catches the outer third.
Got to believe he had the green light in that situation. 2 outs, 3-0 count. This guy can certainly handle the bat. That's a perfect situation to let him loose. But I love the fact that he's keyholed in a certain area, and it wasn't what he was looking for.
And this is hit hard to the right side. Foul. And a good job there to lay off. It's ball 4 as he becomes their first base runner of the ball game now with 2 away.
Batting 4th, the first baseman.
And that'll bring up Matt Olson. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. He's set. Here it comes. A high fastball is in there. Bumgarner removed to first, and a dive, but he's back in there. The 0-1 delivery. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Betts has a read on it, and that's the 3rd out. The A's strand 1, and this is still a 0-0 ball game. Here's the catcher, Yasmani Grandal. He'll get us started in the top of the second.
Yasmani Grandal.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Hit sharply on the ground. And a base hit. So he goes after the first pitch he sees, and he's on to open up the inning.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, Mike Yastrzemski.
At the plate now, Mike Yastrzemski. He swings and grounds it to short. To second for one. On to first, and that's now 2 innings and 2 double play balls here tonight. 2 away now.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 55, Josh.
So base is empty now after the double play, and that'll bring up the switch hitting power threat, Josh Bell. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. In there for strike 1. No score here as we play inning number 2. Popped him up. Grion is right there. As he puts this one away, the side is retired. So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman, one of the better hitters in the league this year, currently 7th in the American League in hitting.
There's no way you could have forecasted this kind of season from this guy. Not to take anything away from him, but I don't think many people in baseball considered him to be one of the league's best hitters for average coming into this year.
Now here's one hit in the air to the right side. Bell has it, and it's a quick out, number 1.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Chris Davis.
So 1 away here with the bases empty, and that'll bring up the big-time power bat of right-handed hitter Chris Davis. First delivery to him on the way.
1-0.
Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. And they'll go off speed here as this pitch misses. It's 2-1.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
Now the 2-1. Full count now. 3-2. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Oh, and he can't catch up to the fastball as he swings and misses for the second out.
My man on the mound has just got great strikeout stuff working for him these days. Looking back at his last start, he racked up 9 Ks, and now he's looking like he can put up similar numbers in this one.
And that brings up Chad Pinder. He'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He'll try to make something happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the second. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Swings through it for strike number 2.
I know this guy has a lot of weapons on the mound, but what makes him so successful is that he's aggressive in the zone, getting ahead, forcing action.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a big breaking ball, and that's how the inning comes to an end. A's are gone in order. We'll move to the third with no score.
Back now in Oakland, home of the A's, who've certainly treated these fans to some impressive pitching so far this year. In terms of ERA and WHIP, they rank among the best pitching staffs in the league, leading some of the position players I talked with to sing their praises, while also emphasizing how happy they are to play behind them on defense instead of facing them in the batter's box. One of them told me, "Our guys are awesome on the mound. They keep us in every game, and they really work hard as a group to push each other to get better all the time. I really appreciate what they bring to this team." It sounds like a group that has earned a lot of respect around the league and from inside their own clubhouse.
All right, Heidi, thank you. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. He'll start him with a sinker here, but that sinks a bit too much that time. It's 1-0. Down the first baseline, but a foul ball, 1-1. La Stella bats left but throws right and stands at 5'11". He was an 8th round selection back in 2011.
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind out the career he has being drafted where he was, my hat's off to him.
And a good sinker there gets him swinging for the first out. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
Into the box now, Bo Bichette. Grounder down the line at third. But this is foul for the first strike. Third inning, no score to this point. And he lays off for ball one. A 1-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2.
You have to find a way to lay off that low sinker. There is just no way to do any damage. You're just looking at either a bruised shin or a ground out to the left side.
2 balls and 2 strikes now. The 2-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. In now is Yasiel Puig. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 to start the at bat. The windup and the 0-1. Well off the inside that time as the sinker misses for a ball. The 1-2 misses for the second ball. Fouled off. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. 2-2 pitch is fouled away.
You know, taking you inside the mind of a batter right here, you can't get in auto swing mode. You still have to control the strike zone.
On a line, that's a base hit. And the inning kept alive now for Mookie Betts.
Well, that's not a bad pitch right there. That's a pretty good sinker. He just happens to hook that one right into left field for a base hit.
Yeah, he got the bat head out right there, Dan, and was able to get that one to left field.
So that'll bring in Mookie Betts as the sinker to him finds the zone for strike one. Reached base via the walk in his first plate appearance. Throw over to the bag and a dive, but he's back in. A runner on first with 2 away. And he falls behind 0-2. Good job of holding up on the low ball there, and it's 1-2.
Stone cold take right there. That fastball very well could have sent him packing back to the bench.
Pitch is popped up, and no one will get this one. Weak off for second. Pitch is high. The throw way late, and he's in there easily at second.
You know, I like the aggressiveness there. They haven't cracked the scoreboard at this point, so it's clear they're trying to manufacture something by forcing the action. We'll see if it works out for them.
Is put in play to the right side of the infield. And the off-balance throw is right there for the third out, and a high degree of difficulty on that one as the side is retired. Now to the plate, Sheldon Noisy. He'll begin things here against Madison Bumgarner.
The second baseman, Sheldon Noisy.
Here's the first pitch to him. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Hit out towards second. And the inning begins with a quick out number 1.
Batting ninth, the pitcher, Davey Grullon.
Next up for the A's, Davey Grullon. And you see the numbers there. He's been very dangerous at the plate, to say the least. First pitch coming. Here it is. In there. No balls and a strike. Looked like that one tied him up a bit. A swing and a miss. And he popped him up, but this will land untouched.
Not your normal put away pitch. A 2-strike fastball down in the zone, but he was able to get wood on it and foul it away.
1 ball and 2 strikes to the A's catcher. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Now back.
So it's back to the top of the order now, and up next will be Ramon Laureano. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Off the plate, ball 1.
The 1-0. Laureano, a 25-year-old. He was a 16th round selection during the 2014 draft.
Man, coming out of the late rounds, you have to grind for everything. Nothing is given to you. And this guy has turned himself into a very solid big league ball player. That's a big accomplishment.
The 1-2 is taken, but called strike 3, as he might have gotten a little extra off the plate that time. 1, 2, 3 go the A's. We'll head to the 4th, still scoreless. All set for the start of the inning. Digging in for his second at-bat, Corey Dickerson. He popped out in his first trip.
Yeah, pretty impressive if you ask me. So many times you beat a sinker into the ground, you end up grounding out to third. You're running down to first base, and you're so upset at yourself. At least he got under the thing. He knows his bat playing is pretty decent. Well, if you love pitching and defense, this has been a game for you. Are you happy with that, Dan?
Oh, you have to love. You know, Matt, we have so many of these games that are 12-10 and 9-8. It's nice to see a low-scoring pitcher's duel for once.
The 1-1 home. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. The 2-2 one more time.
Not a time to fool around right now on a 3-2 count with the middle part of the order coming up. Expect a good pitch to swing at.
Now the payoff pitch home. And he lays off there, ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here to begin stanza number 4.
Well, they haven't been able to scratch a run across yet, so maybe this walk will jumpstart their offense a little bit.
In now is Anthony Rendon. First pitch coming. Here it is. Fought off at the plate as it's chopped foul. The runner at first with no outs here. And it's 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch is offered at and missed. He chased it for strike 2.
Not much you can do with that one. Tied him up in knots.
The 1-2 is offered at and missed. He chased it for strike 3. Time now for the A's Road to the Show report as we get a look at a couple of guys making some noise in the upper levels of the minors. And here's the switch-hitting catcher, Yasmani Grandal. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time, it's 0-1. Comes set with the 0-1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Pitching has the upper hand early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. Fastball was too much for him there. Swung right through it. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Good bite to that sinker as he gets him to swing through it for out number 2.
Well, I'm glad we get another look at that beauty of a pitch right there. You can't spot a sinker in a better location because even if you do get the bat on the ball, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. Textbook sinker.
Standing in now, Mike Yastrzemski, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. The 0-1 on its way. Drilled to first, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Outfielder Stephen Piscotty the next to hit. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these two teams would be able to get some base runners on and get him in, but that hasn't been the case.
And he lays off there 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Too tight with that one. 3-0.
Well, that sets up a big pitch right here, Matt, because you don't want to lose the leadoff guy in a scoreless game. It's tough to work around a leadoff walk.
3-1.
You maybe get 2 pitches a game where all the guesswork goes out the window. This is certainly that situation.
Into his motion. Here comes the 3-1.
Hey, dude. You got a full count?
A swing and a ground ball to third. Throw to first is in time for the first out.
Now batting, shortstop, Marcus Semien.
Into the box, Marcus Semien. He drew a walk his first time up. Now here it comes. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1. Semien in an 0-2 hole here.
He's attacking this hitter a lot more aggressively than he did the first time when he faced him and issued a walk, coming right after him here.
No runs, no hits, and no errors in the ballgame for the A's so far. A shortstop behind with a 1-2 count. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. And they come inside with the fastball, but it misses here, and it's back to 2-2. And good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3-2.
Wow, from 0-2 to 3-2, and that last pitch on 2-2 wasn't even close. He had this guy in the ropes, but now he let him right back into this at bat.
Pops this one up, but this will land untouched. Once again a 3-2. He can only battle for so long as he's finally set down here after an 8-pitch at-bat.
He's racking up a fair amount of strikeouts now out there. That's 6 to this point. So he's got good stuff, and he's fooling a lot of these hitters.
That'll bring up the power hitter, Matt Olson. As he'll watch a first-pitch curveball drop in there for strike 1. Comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Bumgarner has his sign. Here it comes.
Hey, down 0-2. He better be leery of this guy's nasty changeup. He has the ability to bury it down and away or down and in wherever he wants to. So you got to be on point with this one.
Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. The 1-2 is taken for ball 2. A's still looking for that elusive first hit of the ballgame. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time.
Boy, went from being in the driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
Now the payoff pitch home. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. A's are gone in order through 4, still tied 0-0. So striding in, Josh Bell. His last at-bat didn't go his way as he popped out in foul territory.
Yeah, Matt, he's got to make an adjustment right here. His swing definitely broke down, dropped his back shoulder, and thus the result was a terrible pop-up foul.
Now the pitch. First pitch of the inning is taken low and away for a ball. It's 1-0. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Now the pitch. And it's fouled away. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Oh, right back to him on the mound. And he'll flip on to first to record the out. So still nothing against him on the scoreboard here in the 5th as we check out the league leaderboard for team ERA. And we find that these guys are currently 3rd best in the AL in that department. Ready for another chance? Tommy La Stella. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. Now the pitch. Sinker to open the AB in there for strike 1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Rounded softly down the line toward first. Looking to punch him out again. The pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hey, textbook waste pitch right there. Does he go elevated fastball again or something slow below the zone?
And that one misses badly. It's ball 2. 1 out, nobody on. There's a swing and a high deep drive headed for the right field corner. And that nearly broke our scoreless tie. Instead, it's a foul ball. Now another 2-2.
You can certainly tell at-bats like this one frustrate the heck out of a pitcher. But you got to find a way to stay composed and execute your plan.
Hit on the ground out to short. Simeon's there. And there are 2 away now.
The bat, number 11. Shortstop, Bo Bichette.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone. And in to bat next, the legacy Bo Bichette. First pitch on its way. Starts him out with a curveball for a strike. Clearly off with his timing on that one. A swinging strike.
His command has been outstanding so far, hitting nearly all of his spots, and that's been a big factor why he's been so successful up to this point.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he fouls this one off. 2 out, nobody on. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, I talked to manager Bob Melvin during the break about his thoughts on the A's hitters to this point. And he told me, overall, he's not happy with the at-bats they're putting together. They've only managed 1 base runner in this game, so it's easy to see why he said they haven't shown much fight today. He's hoping to see someone step up and find a way to get something going, though. This game isn't out of hand, so it remains to be seen if they can snap out of this funk and climb back into this one.
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
The third baseman.
And that'll bring in Matt Chapman.
We're moving through the middle of this ball game right now. They want to get things going. How about trying to get some base runners on, or at least get a base hit? They don't have any hits going into this part of the game.
Oh, and 1 count, and the pitch. Popped up. Bell in foul ground. He dives, but he can't make the catch. It's a foul ball. Now another 0-2. And they really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
I'll tell you, it's hard to get more of a confidence boost than striking out the best hitters in the lineup back to back to back. He's looking really sharp right now.
Chris Davis next to bat. And on the first pitch, he grounds foul. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at bat. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. No runs, no hits, and no errors in the ballgame for the A's so far. 1-2 now as that one's fouled off. Liner toward right center. But this will not get out there deep enough as it's run down by the right fielder in the alley for the second out.
Now back, left fielder.
Coming to the plate now, Chad Pinder. And then it seems like this starter is just dominating the game right now. Feels like we're seeing a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings.
No doubt about that, Matt. Hey, I've enjoyed watching him go about his business, but I'm also interested to see if this offense can figure out a way to get a couple of cracks in his armor before it gets too late.
Yeah, that remains to be seen. Here's the first pitch to him. And he takes a cold strike. 0-1. Strike 2 called on the inner half. 0-2 now.
You got to go into battle mode after falling down 0-2 and find a way to work yourself back to even.
And he's got himself another one as he picks up strikeout number 9 here, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the A's. 6th inning coming up. Still zip zip. Stepping up now, Yasiel Puig, 1 for 1 after a single his first time up.
The center fielder, Yasiel Puig.
Now here's the pitch. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. Puig, commonly known around baseball as Wild Horse. He's currently in the first year of a new 2-year contract. 0-1, here it comes. High in the air out towards shallow right. Piscotty is in a few steps as he takes it for the first out.
Now batting, right fielder, Mookie Betts.
Stepping in, Mookie Betts. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
Yeah, Matty, and it looked like a sinker in his last AB that got him to roll over. Kind of similar situation right here. Similar stuff on the mound. Look for them to try and get him to do exactly the same thing as his last AB. He's got to fight to get it elevated just a little bit more.
On its way is pitch number 75. This is hit down the right field line, but it's going to get out of play for strike 1. swing and a miss, and he's in the hole 0-2 now.
Boy, this guy's got it going on right now. He's executing everything. He should feel pretty good. He's retired 7 in a row.
Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2. And this is a strike 3 call. Oh, caught a break there. 2 away.
Well, no preferential treatment there. Sometimes we see great hitters have their calls go their way on close pitches, but not this time. I think that was actually a good take, but on 2 strikes, anything that close can go either way.
Next will be the designated hitter, Corey Dickerson. It was a walk in his last trip. First pitch of the at-bat. Lifted into the air out towards center field. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. At the plate, Sheldon Noisy. He'll be the one to start things out for Oakland in their half of the 6th inning. First pitch on its way.
Ball, that's too high.
Now the 1-0. A curveball hit right back at him, and he'll flip on to first to record the out.
Up next, the catcher, Davey Grillon.
Now batting, Davey Grillon. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. Here's the first pitch to him. Hit on the ground out to short. Bichette gathers it in. On to first, and Bumgarner's rolling right through him here. 2 away now.
When the guy in the mound is working on a no-no this late, every play is exciting and stressful for the fielders. We'll see if they can continue making the plays behind him.
Into the box now, Ramon Laureano. He was punched out looking at strike 3 last time through.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system, especially now. He's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
Bumgarner ready with the 0-1.
Hey, 1 strike away from 6 shutout innings against this lineup. We have a gem on our hands, and the bullpen will be well rested.
A little bit off the outside. It's 1-2. Ball 2.
Flip a coin right here with this next pitch. After throwing 2 fastballs to get ahead, he's been able to lay off both those off-speed pitches. Looks like he's seeing it pretty good.
Here's the pitch on 2-2. Skied into straightaway right. Betts has a read on it. And that ends the inning. A's are gone in order. We are still scoreless. Coming to the plate now, Anthony Rendon. And guys, 7th inning already. Hey, I'm not complaining, but this one's been flying by.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, Nat. That's what you get when both starting pitchers have it working. Neither of them have been nibbling around the strike zone at all, and they've trusted their defense to make the plays, and they've done just that.
Yeah, and it's resulted in a game that could really go either way in these late innings. First offering on its way. And a fastball to start things out here. Not close. It's a ball and no strikes. Looks like a right-hander's gotten up to throw now in the Oakland pen. Two balls and no strikes to Anthony Rendon.
It's a lot easier to hit when you're putting yourself in good hitters counts. This guy's done a great job not swinging at pitchers' pitches. And when he's getting the ball in his zone, he's getting the barrel to it. He's been hot lately.
Down the left field line and deep. And no one will track it down. The 2-1. And he popped him up. And that'll get down for a base hit. So it's an inning opening single to kick off their half of the 7th. And he's safe. Well, it took him till the 7th, but he gets his first hit of the game here, and that'll extend his hitting streak.
Yeah, and he didn't come out of what he was trying to do all day, Dan. Kept the front shoulder tucked, kept the ice water in his veins, and didn't try and get too big. Extends the hitting streak. Nice job.
You know, D-Row, I talked to him before the game about the streak, and he said the toughest part is he hopes to get hits early in the game to take the pressure off. He had to wait to the 7th inning in this one to come through.
Jake Diekman comes on now, and he'll take over with nobody out in inning number 7. Digging in the switch hitter, Yasmani Grandal, and his guys are looking to erase that donut on the scoreboard with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Matt, they've been really shut down so far in this one. They've had runners on base, but haven't been able to string anything together.
From the stretch. And he'll look at a fastball that doesn't miss by a whole lot. It's 1-0. Diekman is adjusting to the new normal as MLB now mandates that relievers reach the end of an inning or face 3 or more batters before being replaced. And for a one-time lefty specialist like this, that's a big change. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with nobody out. Swing and a miss on a pitch outside. 1-2 now.
This hitter right now looks overmatched with a fastball. I think you go right back to it.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. And he lays off it to even the count 2-2. Looks at a fastball low here, and it's full. 3-2.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
And he misses ball 4, so he comes out of the bullpen and immediately walks the first man he faces.
Always tough to issue a free pass, but especially troublesome when you give up a single right before that to start the inning. We'll see if he can figure out a way to wiggle out of this.
Settling in now, Mike Yastrzemski. He was retired via the ground ball last time up.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result. That's his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
1 ball, no strikes to count. None out, runners at first and second. It's on the ground to second. Did he get his double play? One there. On to first, but not in time as he's in there ahead of the throw. So they avoid what could have been a costly double play there.
Well, they dodged the bullet that time by avoiding the double play. That would have been pretty demoralizing to end the inning. Now they've at least still got runners on the corners.
Standing in, Josh Bell. He started out the evening 0 for 2 so far. First pitch coming. Here it is. Ball 1.
Hey, this is a spot as a pitcher right now you want to get a little bit greedy. Ideal would be to roll up a 2-ball. At worst, try to get yourself a strikeout.
The 1-0 home. is looked at for ball number 2.
Not sure if that was a purpose pitch or not, but I liked it. As a pitcher, sometimes you've got to be willing to back the guy off the plate by running something hard inside. You can't just let guys be comfortable standing in the batter's box against you.
It's 2 balls and a strike to Josh Bell. Pitch is a slider taken for a called strike 2.
With 2 strikes now and a runner at first, do you go for the strikeout or you're still looking for the double play ball?
Pretty good spot to be in as a pitcher right now. You can go for the punch out or try to deuce the ground ball to get a double play.
Runners are at the corners with 1 man out. A swing and a miss. He struck him out, and a big out there as the go-ahead run stays at third with 2 gone now.
Well, their chances of pushing across a run took a pretty good hit after that strikeout. It's so much tougher to score a guy from third with 2 outs instead of 1. Basically, you need a hit or you need to get lucky with a wild pitch or a pass ball.
Here's Tommy La Stella now, and a little self-preservation down at first as he pulls that one in to end the inning. So it's no runs on a base hit, also 1 error in the inning, but 2 men left on. 7th inning stretch time here at the ballpark, and we still have no score. Striding in, Stephen Piscotty. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ballgame.
Not sure if this is a powerhouse pitching performance by both teams or bad hitting, but as we're moving late into this one, it's about time somebody puts something together to try to score a run.
Reaches out for 1 and hits it on the ground to second. And that's the first out.
The batter, number 10, shortstop, Marcus Semien.
Digging in, Marcus Semien. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
You know, Matty, tough to go down looking right there, especially in a long at bat. I kind of tip my hat to the fact that he didn't go into uber swing mode. He battled. He just got locked up. Look for him to have another quality AB. I think he's seeing the ball pretty darn big right now.
And he falls behind now, 2-0.
2 balls, no strikes.
Three and 0 now.
To be honest with you, I'm a little bit more afraid of the guy on deck than the guy that's up right now. If I'm on the mound, I want this guy up right now. He's the guy that's got to beat me.
And now pitch on the way. That one's in there, 3-1. Hit sharply on the ground, and that's through for a base hit, and the no-hitter is gone. They finally break through for their first hit of the ball game, so the no-hit bid will end right here.
Yeah, Matty B, this is when you start thinking about that no-no. You get into the 7th inning, D-Row. As a pitcher, you start looking ahead to what might happen.
And that donut stares at you from an offensive standpoint as well. This guy's had his A game. You can't deny the fact that he's pitched a heck of a game, but from an offensive standpoint, you never stop grinding to get a crooked number up on that board.
Possible go-ahead runs on first, 1 away. Just got the corner that time with a fastball, strike 2.
Your idea of working the count goes out the window. You're frustrated right now, down 0-2. Got to find a way to grind.
And he struck him out. The 10th victim set down on strikes thus far.
That was a big strikeout there, guys. The best pitchers have the ability to strike guys out when they really need to. And that second out was really important at this point of the game. Could be something we look back on later when the game's over.
Stepping in now, Matt Chapman. As the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike. No hits to this point. Bumgarner sets. Here's the 0-1. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
Well, you can see he's coming right at this guy, just pounding the ball in the strike zone. He certainly has the advantage now. This guy hasn't even swung the bat yet.
Can't find the zone there as he lays off the breaking ball.
Hey, the fish ain't biting there on that 0-2 breaking ball, but you got to be careful because this pitcher might throw him another one.
And yet another strikeout here. His 11th of the ball game, and this one ends the inning. One left for Oakland. Still no score.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
New pitcher coming on now, the right-hander Yusmeiro Petit.
Number 36, Yusmeiro.
Stepping in and ready for another shot. Bo Bichette 0 for 2 from him so far in this one.
Starting to run out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs as we're moving late into this one. A perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally.
He's set, and the pitch. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. And the pitch.
Nope, that's the ball.
Couple strikeouts early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at bat trying to get ahead and put himself in a good hitter's count.
The 2-1. Little chopper back to the mound. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8.
Now batting, the center fielder, Yasiel.
Next to bat will be Yasiel Puig. The pitch. Bases are empty, one man out. A 1-1 count to Puig. Fouled away. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys on this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Here's Mookie Betts. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Oh, right back to him on the mound. On to first, and this will remain a tie ball game as the inning is over. Here's Chris Davis now. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one.
The designated hitter, Chris
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Strike taken up in the zone.
Shocked he didn't let it fly right there. Usually you're looking for a fastball elevated to get the party started.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1.
Inside, ball one.
Takes this the other way to right. But this will not elude the right fielder's grasp as he ranges over to handle it for the first out.
I know they say sometimes that these things even out, but that was a bullet line drive that gets caught. He would have represented the go-ahead run.
So stepping in, Chad Pinder. He struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Got to find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder.
Ball 1 to start the at-bat. And it's a called strike to even the count at 1. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1 and 2. Looking to send him packing again. He struck him out the 3rd time he's fanned in the game.
No hitter is ever going to feel good about taking the hat trick with 3 strikeouts in a game, but I will say he's not the first guy to have a terrible game against my man on the mound. And you know what? He won't be the last. We all know he's one of the best in the business for a reason.
Into the box, Sheldon Noisy. As he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Here's a cutter that's off the plate, 1 and 1. And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2 and 1. Coming up on the century mark in pitches now through the first 7 2/3.
And he's going to empty the bucket right here. He sees.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the A's. And this is still a 0-0 ball game. Set to start the 9th in this one. Ready now, Corey Dickerson. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. 9th inning begins as the first pitch is taken for ball 1. One and 0 pitch on the way. A ball and a strike. And he just misses inside with the fastball there. Now the 2-1 pitch.
Hey, it looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he pitches.
And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the 9th.
Boy, there's nothing better from a pitcher standpoint than watching that high fastball, a high piece of cheese, swung at and missed. That pitch looks so inviting to hit, but it's awfully tough to put in play.
At the plate, Anthony Rendon. As he'll wait out a breaking pitch here that finds the zone for strike one. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Boy, that's just about in the catcher's glove there. It's 0-2.
Interested to see what the pitcher goes to now. After getting that late hack on the curveball, does he speed him up with some velocity?
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Laureano is back, and he'll get there to make the play for out number 2.
Now batting, catcher, Yasmani Grandal.
Digging in now, Yasmani Grandal. He enters this at bat 1 for 2 with a walk. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. In there for strike 1, 0-1.
I'm absolutely shocked he took that pitch right there. Right in the wheelhouse, low 90s heater. That's one you gotta let go on.
Fouled off. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he couldn't get him to chase the 0-2 fastball. It's 1-2.
Well, there's the classic 0-2 wasted fastball. Not even close to the zone. We'll see what he throws on the next pitch.
One and two. Here it is.
I got to count 2-2.
Pretty good breaking ball to lay off of right there. If I'm pitching, I might think this guy might be sitting on something off speed.
He's set. The 2-2. And it's fouled away. 2 out, nobody on. And he fouls this one off. This one misses, and that'll fill the count here. 3-2 with 2 away. Mike Yastrzemski would be next. As anticipated, here's a ground ball now to the right side. Throw on to Olsen will take care of him at first, and that ends the inning. Michael Lorenzen enters to do the pitching, and best case scenario for him is to push this one into extra innings. Riding in once again, Davy Grillon. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game. First pitch coming. Here it is. And that one swung on and missed 0-1. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Oh, can't spot the cutter any better than that. 0-2 now. Up and the 0-2 pitch. Not close with that one. It's way above the strike zone. Got him. So he's down on strikes for the second time here tonight. And there's a final look at the numbers for the starter in this one. He was great all night long.
Hey, Matty V, you know when you've got really good stuff, you look down at that strikeout total. Double-digit strikeouts in this one. He had swing and miss stuff right from the beginning.
To the plate now, Ramon Laureano. As he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. They could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. And he throws a cutter right by him to take control. 1-2.
I think it's about time to choke up on that bat and get that foot down. He's awfully tardy right now.
Fouled away. One out, nobody on. In the air, down the line in left. Left fielder is on the move, and they can't run it down. Lays off. 2-2 now. Here's the pitch. Line to the right side, but a foul ball. Another 2-2 offering.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. And he lays off. Ball 4. So now the potential winning run is aboard at first.
Now back. The right fielder.
Standing in, Stephen Piscotty has got a chance to end this one and send these fans home happy if he can get a ball deep enough into the gap. Here's the first pitch. Started to go around there, but he holds up ball 1. Possible winning run on first, 1 man away. And there he goes towards second. Pitch is a called strike. The throw is well behind the play. That's an easy stolen base. High in the air out to center field. Puig's got a read on it. And that's the second out of the inning. So a big spot here, and stepping in, Marcus Semien, as he'll look to get the ball into the outfield and bring home what would be the winning run from second base. Here's the first pitch. Nearly got the inside, but ruled the ball. Possible winning runs at second with 2 down, however. A ball and a strike.
1-1.
One and one. Here it is. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. Throw on the bell at first, and the side is retired. So they can't get that winning run home, and that means we'll have to go a little longer tonight to find a winner. 10th inning coming up, and we still have no score. Lou Trevino takes the mound as he'll be the first man to pitch here in extra innings.
Number 62. Lou Trevino.
Ready once again, Mike Yastrzemski. He'll look to get something going here in this scoreless ball game.
The left fielder, Mike Yastrzemski.
First delivery to him on the way. Fastball too high to start him out here. 1-0. Trevino is a guy that certainly fits the profile as a power fastball pitcher, but I think what makes him really most impressive is the command he displays while keeping the velocity as high as it is. The 1-0. Doesn't catch the outside corner. It's a ball. Now the 2-0 is looked at for ball 3. Josh Bell is on deck. Here it is. The 3-0 is in there for strike 1. The 3-1. And possibly an interesting development here. It's a leadoff walk to begin the frame in extra innings.
Just a nice piece of hitting right there, especially in extra innings. He didn't try to win the thing by himself or be a hero. He just patiently worked the at-bat until he earned the walk. We'll see if his teammates can pick him up now.
Now time is called, and we'll have a pinch runner at first, and that'll be a wise decision as he's the potential go-ahead run. Here's the first pitch. Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing. Right-hander starts to loosen out in the bullpen now. The 0-1.
Your attention, please. This runner now first base. Number 0. The lineup. The field.
Go-ahead runs aboard here at first with nobody out. Popped him up. Simeon has a play. 1 away.
Now that's second baseman, Tommy LaStella.
Digging in once again, Tommy LaStella. There's 1 away. The runner at first represents the potential go-ahead score. Double play is in order, however. Here's the first pitch. And a pitch out. Nothing doing, though, and that's ball 1. Before the delivery, a check on that go-ahead run at first. The 1-0. Upper part of the zone there, but taken for a strike. Possible go-ahead runs on first, 1 away. Here's a curveball that just about got away as it misses inside for a ball. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. We see a right-handed batter waiting next, but he could very well be pulled back as the situation dictates. Swing and a miss, and the count goes full, 3-2.
He was able to sneak that fastball by him on 3-1, so now we've got a battle on our hands.
Now the 3-2 pitch. And he misses with it, ball 4. So the potential go-ahead run moves into scoring position now.
The batter, number 11, shortstop.
So striding forward now, Bichette. It's been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due to do something productive.
Here's the first pitch. Fastball just misses. That's ball one.
Ooh, he's really in trouble, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. This guy needs to find the strike zone in the worst way.
And he misses low with it, 2-0.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With two guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
Now the 2-0. Fouled off. First and second now, one man out. Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1. On deck, the man they've all come to see, Yasiel Puig, waiting next. And that misses for ball four, so the potential go-ahead run moves over to third now.
That's a big no-no. He obviously had to work carefully with two men on, but he did not want to walk him to load the bases. Now he's really got his work cut out for him. We'll see how he fares here.
Now in the box, Yasiel Puig. He was sent packing on strikes in his last trip.
Yeah, Matty, and he was locked up by a good fastball for strike 3 last time. I'm interested to see if they attack him the same way. Come at him with hard velo late or snap something off in the dirt to see if he'll fish.
The 1-0.
It often becomes harder to hit the zone when the pressure starts to heat up.
Now the 2-1. 2-2 now. And that's into the corner, a foul ball and right. Ready with another 2-strike offering. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. And a big out there as the go-ahead run stays at third with 2 gone now.
Pretty textbook breaking ball for the punch-out right there. Got it to bend a lot, and by the time it got there, it had fallen completely out of the zone. Not much you can do with that pitch.
So now to the plate, Mookie Betts, as the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. And it's fouled away. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. 2 out, bases loaded. And he fouls this one off. Here's the 1-2. Hit on the ground to third. Chapman has it cleanly. Throw in time, so a good pitch there gets him out of the bases loaded jam. Delino DeShields takes over out in left field after entering the game in a pinch hit role last half inning. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Matt Olson, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts for him to this point in the ballgame. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. And he gets ahead 0-1.
Hey, I'm surprised he went to that spot in his zone. This guy's known for being a down and in hitter. Don't expect too many pitches going in that spot.
Pitch on the way. And he goes against the shift there as this is on the ground to the left side. And the throw on to first will take care of him. So he's thrown out by the only man standing on the left side of the infield. One away. Striding in for Oakland, Matt Chapman. He went down on strikes last time up.
Yeah, Matty, big time K last time up, and it's been a tough series for him so far. You can tell he's just not seeing the ball off this team. Let's see if he can make an adjustment right here.
Lays off 1-0. And a cut fastball, but this bounces near the plate for a ball. Two balls and a strike.
Man, you don't see this in today's game that much. A guy who's willing to work east-west consistently with a great cutter two-seamer combo.
And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
I love the fact that this batter continues to be aggressive, but after striking out twice already, maybe he's got to take a step back, see the ball a little bit deeper, and be willing to work deep into the count.
The batter, number 2, designated hitter, Chris Davis.
Now at the plate, Chris Davis. He lined out in his last trip, so looking for better fortunes here.
Yeah, Matty, it's always a little frustrating when you square one up. You hit a solid line drive like he did, and all you have to show for it is a jog back to the dugout. That can get in your head for a little while.
On its way, the 0-1 pitch.
Down 0-2, maybe simplify the game plan right here. Get on the heater, even though he has 5 weapons to go to.
And he strikes him out to retire the side, so we'll play at least one more. So they're held in check here this half of the inning. No winner yet. On to inning number 11 we go, and we still have no score. J.B. Wendelken takes the mound to start the 11th inning.
Now for the Athletics, number 57, J.B. Wendelken.
11th inning set to get underway. So coming to the plate, Corey Dickerson. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
1-0 the count. Looked like the fastball got away from him there. It's ball 2.
I'm seeing him just a little too amped up out there right now. That's common with hard throwers like him. Running a blazing fastball up there is great, but if you can't harness it, what good does it do you?
The 2-0.
Ball 3. Reno.
And he lays off. Ball 4. Now the potential go-ahead run is on base here.
Well, that is definitely not the way to start an inning. One thing to give up a walk, but to do it on 4 pitches is pretty alarming. He looks a little thrown off right now.
Now time is called, and we'll have a pinch runner at first, and that'll be a wise decision as he's the potential go-ahead run. Digging in, Anthony Rendon. Go-ahead run at first, nobody out. Here's the first pitch. Hit in the air down the right field line. Heading after it is Piscotty, and no one will track it down. The 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. one finds the target on the outer half. It's 1-2. And that's going to be high. 2-2 now. For the delivery, a check on that go-ahead run at first. Go-ahead runs aboard here at first with nobody out. Oh, and they pulled a string on a good changeup there as he swings and misses, and he's set down on strikes for the second time tonight. Standing in now, Yasmani Grandal. As the first pitch here is a bit high, it's ball one. The 1-0. Kiermaier's running in the dirt, and now let's see. Pitch is in the dirt and knocked down, and he'll make it into second easily with a stolen base. Now the 2-0.
Hey. I got 2 on the count.
Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with 1 away. Two and two.
You know, from a hitter's perspective, you get pounded in, and then he throws a nasty changeup away. Is the mindset to tell yourself that he's going to go in and out all day long, or is he going to double up? That's the cat and mouse we're seeing right now.
So a full count now. And a fastball misses there, ball 4.
And with first base open, the last thing he wanted to do was give him something to hit the heart of the zone. So no harm done. Force out anywhere now.
Striding into the box, Delino DeShields. Here's the first pitch. And a ball 1-0. Fouled away. Runners are at first and second with 1 away. One and two.
Count is 1 and 2.
And he just misses inside with the fastball there.
Next count 2 and 2.
And here's a swing and a miss, and that, folks, is a big out number 2.
He showed right there why having a good changeup is so valuable. 2 and 2, and he flips one up there that the bottom really falls out at the last minute. It's so hard to pick up, and it's even harder to make good contact with.
So that'll bring up Josh Bell. As the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. Struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0-for-4 ball game right here. The 1-0. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. The 1-1 pitch.
Ball, that's down.
2 down, runners at first and second. And he lays off again, ball 3.
There isn't a hitter alive that doesn't love hitting at fastball counts like 3-1. It's usually a pretty fruitful count in terms of getting a pitch to drive.
Now a fastball swung on and missed, and it's full 3-2.
It's not easy to get your barrel to a pitch that high. That can be an effective location as long as he keeps it above the letters.
And he strikes him out here for out number 3. So after a scoreless top half, they'll have a chance to win it here in the bottom half. So they'll let him off the hook here by scoring no runs despite the 2 walks. It's getting late, and 1 run can win it as we move to the bottom of the 11th. And we still have no score. Pat Venditti takes over now to start the home 11th, and he's looking to get this one to the visiting 12th. Stepping in, Chad Pinder. 3 at-bats for him in this one, all ending with him going down on strikes. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Comes back with a good changeup there, and it's quickly 0-2.
He knows full well he's sitting on a hat trick right here. All he's trying to do is avoid the golden sombrero.
Might have been looking to find that outside corner, but he couldn't quite get it there. It's 1-2. Just hung in there on that one. Now another 1-2. And he'll strike out here yet again, as it's been a ball game to forget thus far. 4 strikeouts.
Wow, we've seen some really impressive pitching in this one. You could say these lineups have been anemic, but I always like to give credit to pitching and defense, and they've been fantastic all game long.
In now, Sheldon Noisy, as he'll watch a slider that runs out of the strike zone away for ball 1. We could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. The 1-0 is a fastball that misses. And that's taken for a strike on the inside corner. 2-1.
Great job of doubling up with a fastball inside. A lot of times you'll see a pitcher go in there, but they won't go back in there a second time. This guy's not afraid to pitch inside.
Now the 2-1 is taken high above the zone.
I love the ability to hold up right there, especially with count leverage. I know you want to get aggressive in the strike zone, but he was able to notice that that wasn't his pitch.
The 3-1. And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential winning run is aboard at first.
You know, it takes a lot of discipline to watch a pitch like that go by, but on a 3-1 count, he had the luxury of being a little bit more selective up there. Good take, and a walk is the result.
Now time is called, and a very wise decision here with the potential winning run at first. They'll opt to put a little extra speed on the base pass. In now, Davy Grion. He struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate. Here's the first pitch.
Well, if you can throw it for a strike consistently, a first pitch changeup is effective. Hitters are almost never looking for it.
The 0-1.
1-1.
Hey, he threw that pitch with a purpose to get a double play. Good job to let it go by, though, as a hitter.
The 1-1 pitch.
Now, 2-1.
Big sweeping breaking ball right there. Good pitch. But if he wants to get him to swing at it, he'll have to bring it in a little bit closer to the strike zone.
Hit hard to third. And that'll get past his outstretched glove. It's a base hit. Throw comes in quickly, so the winning run advances to second now with only one away. And he needed extra innings to get it, but there's his first hit of the game, and that'll keep the hit streak alive and kicking.
Tiro, that's one of the beautiful things about the game of baseball, right? You go extra innings, that lineup turns over, and was able to get him one extra AB.
Yeah, and he'd be lying right now if he said he wasn't thinking about it. The boys hooked him up right there. Pitching staff extended the game a little bit. One more plate appearance, and he extends the hit streak.
Here's the first pitch. Here's a slider to start things out. Looked at for ball one. Possible game winners at second base here with one away. Blowing away as he misses again. 2-0.
Clearly working the bottom of the zone, trying to get a ground ball for a double play.
It's 2-1 to the A's leadoff batter. Now the 2-1. And he takes a look at strike three called, and that's as important as they come there. Two big outs now. Pretty clear he didn't like the call there on the outside part of the plate, but probably too good to take, and he's down on strikes for the second time.
Yeah, that pitch was right on the black. Beautiful pitch. And even if we had robot umps, he'd still be out. But the only difference would be he wouldn't be able to complain about it.
And a strike called at the knees, 0-1. It was a fly out for him in his last trip. Comes set, the 0-1. Grounded up the first baseline. And the two-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. A's strand a couple. We are still scoreless. Joaquin Soria gets the ball as he'll take over to start this 12th inning.
Number 48, Joaquin.
Tony Kemp will come on defensively now as he takes over at second.
Athletic. Now playing Alcantara. Number 5, Tony Kemp.
Digging in, Tommy La Stella. He'll lead things off now as we play inning number 12.
The second baseman, Tommy La Stella.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
Ready with the 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Fouled off.
Yeah, you could tell he was ready for another fastball, but the pitcher went to breaking ball, and the hitter just fouls that one off.
Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2. They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out. This programming note to pass along. Due to the length of our game tonight, the long-running animated series The Wilkersons will not be seen this evening. Again, no episode of The Wilkersons after the game tonight. Digging in to try it again, Bo Bichette. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Popped him up. Kemp over to his right. And that's the second out of the inning.
The batter, the center fielder, Yasiel Puig.
Now at the plate, Yasiel Puig. He went down on strikes last time up.
And you can live with punching out with the bases empty, but in his last at-bat with 2 runners in scoring position, you cannot go down not putting the ball in play. Too much on the line, too many ribby opportunities out there to swing and miss in that spot.
0-1 the count. And he's got to be more disciplined here. It's 0-2.
Hey, this is an amazing inning right here. Attacking the zone, keeping his defense invested. Chance to get off.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. Andrew Chafin will be summoned here to start the home 12th, and the best case scenario for him is to take us to the 13th. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. So digging in now, Marcus Semien. He was a ground out victim last time up. Here comes the first pitch.
Inside ball 1.
The 1-0 is a slider taken for a ball.
2 tough sliders right there, but he was able to lay off him. Might have bought himself a fastball in this situation.
And this is hit hard to the right side, but foul. On a good pitch there, had him stretching to get out there, and it's 2-2 now.
Woo, that was an ugly swing. If I'm pitching right now, I'm throwing that same pitch again. That was ugly.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Now a ball lined to the left side, but this will be a foul ball. And a good sinker there gets him swinging for the first out.
Well, there's nothing like seeing a good power pitcher that has a good fastball. And what does he do? He just throws this good fastball right by, brings the express. No chance to put that ball in play.
Into the box now, Matt Olson. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. Oh, and that nearly sent us home and sent this crowd into hysterics, but it'll wind up a foul ball. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Grounded down the third baseline, but this will get foul for strike 2. 2 quick strikes, and now the 0-2. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one. And now a left-hander will start to get ready in the bullpen. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Lifted the other way to left center. On the move is DeShields. He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, the third baseman, Matt Chapman.
At the plate, Matt Chapman struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0 for 4 ball game right here. First offering on its way.
Well, that backdoor breaking ball just missed right there. It's a very effective pitch. If you can hit the outside corner of that pitch, it's unhittable.
Ready with the 1-0. And this winds up inside for a ball. 2-0 now. Good swing. Just got to try and straighten that one out. Chafin has thrown a little over 50 innings and sports an ERA right around the major league average at just over 4. Two and 1. Here it is. In there, and it's even now. 2-2.
Wow, I can't believe the hitter took that one. The pitcher absolutely got away with a hanger.
This one misses, and that'll fill the count here. 3-2 with 2 away. And it's fouled away. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. Now here's a fly ball. Well hit. Looking up is DeShields. Gone! Santa Maria. Game over. A solo shot here to left. And with one swing of the bat, this ball game is over.
When you get to extra innings, you're looking to piece together a rally or scratch any runs you can across the plate. But he says, hey, to heck with that. I'm going to do it with one swing of the bat. So a walk-off home run ends this thing in extras. That was fun.
Well, we watched a really solid starting pitching performance, kept the opposition at bay, and as a result, he's our top player of the game.
Yeah, not the longest outing you'll ever see, 6 innings, but he definitely was a factor in the game. Did a good job while he was out there, and he gets the W because of it.
Pop out in the head. Boom, boom, boom. 40 is clearing the room, room. You better duck it, go boom, boom. Foreign is moving like vroom, vroom. Hop in the foreign, go zoom, zoom. But we show no remorse. After I hit, boy, she hit the door. And them hunters be coming in, all of this money, and I gotta give me some.
And that one run held up tonight, 1-0 the final. Oakland claimed the victory despite being held to only 3 hits. Joaquin Soria gets the win in relief, his 6th of the season. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
Here now is our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Athletics. 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error. They left 5 men on base. For the visitors, no run, 3 hits, no errors. They left 10 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 55 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this evening. We remind you to please drive home safely.